Welcome everybody to Funeral Nation episode 231. That is Jeff, the Funeral Commander Harbison. I am Ryan Thogmartin, and this is the funeral profession's only weekly news show.
It's a show, and we actually have a big announcement coming in October where we're going to expand. This thing is going to be awesome. There's nothing like it in the industry. There hasn't been before. If you'll notice, we were the first two video guys. Now everybody's got a video. We're up in the game, and I just don't think people can catch up. Can you, Ryan?
No, here we go. And that's it. Play catch up. Here we, blazing trail. I was looking back because the domain names that we registered for this renewed this week. We started the show October 5 years ago.
Wow.
5 years ago.
And it's continuing to grow. So I'm excited. Speaking of growth, thank you very much. Our friends at C&J Financial, my folks. Hey, look, if you haven't been paid, the funeral's not over with yet. And there's $400 million of accounts receivable in the funeral industry. And if you're owed money, then that's not good news. So let's go ahead and run that promo real quick.
We may be the largest insurance assignment company in the funeral profession, but that doesn't mean we've lost touch with our roots. Here in Rainbow City, Alabama, our priorities still come down to a welcoming smile and a handshake that says we keep our promises. With all the tools and technologies that assure blazing fast turnaround, what really matters is much more old school. Personal responsibility, integrity, relationships, and the pride that comes from hearing yet another client say, "You came through for us when it mattered." C&J eliminates the challenges that funeral homes have in processing insurance death claims. If cash flow is vital to your business, welcome home.
All right, Ryan, just a few quick news topics. We did see something that was interesting out of Hillenbrand that owns Batesville. Yes. They sold off Hill-Rom, their bed or sort of their medical products division that went to a company called Baxter, I believe it was. And, I'm not sure that has anything to do with anything, but, the world is changing, and it used to be it was pretty much Hill-Rom and Batesville, and now they've expanded out. Is Hillenbrand going to at some point spin off Batesville? Stay tuned. You'll hear it here if it happens. Brian, there's something I want to speak about this week because it's on my heart. Yeah. And I want to make sure and measure my words very carefully here because I frankly got quite upset. We lost 13 service members over in Afghanistan, and those service members were brought home here to the United States to their families. However, I had some discussions and was part of some chats where funeral directors were actually giving some of our active duty people that care for our dead soldiers and service members a little bit of grief. As you well remember, when the soldiers landed, they came off a transport plane and they went into transport vehicles. I think there was 3 or 4 of them there, maybe more. And some of the soldiers, I think one of the vehicles had 3 of the soldiers in, and there was some pretty negative content going on about soldiers being stacked on top of each other and, all this sort of thing. And I even heard, a couple saying, well, if that were my son, I would have an individual hearse there to transport him back. And each of these soldiers or these service people deserve their individual hearse, not stacked up together. So I just want to tell everybody to take a breath. Number one, I guarantee you that our United States military care for our own better than anybody else. Okay? Right. So stop that rhetoric there. That's not a level of service. It's a level of protocol, which if you don't know, maybe I can give you a little enlightenment here. I had the misfortune of caring for 2 soldiers killed on active duty at our funeral homes. And the protocol basically is that service member belongs to the military to go through the processes, including autopsy, including embalming, dressing and casketing. And that soldier is not turned over to the family or a funeral home until those are done. Period. That's the way it is. So some of these remarks and stuff I felt were demeaning to our military, and maybe because they just didn't understand. But anyway, I'll guarantee you, everyone that watches this show, that when we lose a service member and they're turned over to the care of the United States military, there's no finer to do so. If you've never been to the tomb of the unknown soldier, you have no idea how much we care about our dead people who gave their lives for our freedom. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope I got the point across.
I think you did. I think you did, Jeff. And on a positive note, I mean, I think it's important that there was conversation and honoring happening this week for those 13 servicemen and women.
Yeah. And again, we shouldn't be so quick to judge about something you don't know.
Yeah.
That's kind of my
That's
point.
it.
Anyway, we have a lot going on. Literally, we're up in the air. I will tell you anecdotally from a few different sources that I have out here, our death rate is increasing exponentially to levels that we may have had back at the height of COVID. So don't be surprised. Don't be shocked if some of our events in the future may be canceled or postponed or look differently.
Yeah.
But I'm just sharing with you, and that includes football games, that's school, that's conventions, that's meetings. The death rate and COVID is on the climb, and my heart goes out to the folks that are in the South that got devastated, especially from the hurricane, and up north. But think about those people having to go to a shelter for the next 3 weeks, and people are sick. So this isn't going to be a good thing. But anyway, I pray for all those folks that have lost all of everything. And you know what? I also want to give a shout out to our funeral homes who are caring for those 13. I would like to be privately reached out to. Don't want to put you on camera. I just love to talk to you about your experience. It was humbling, and it was emotional for me serving those 2 service members when we had the opportunity to do so. But anyway, y'all have a fabulous, I think this will be out next week, post Labor Day.
That's right.
But this is Friday for me and you. So happy Labor Day. Hope you get a little sun in, a barbecue or something. But just be mindful of those who are serving us on off, including our funeral professionals.
That's right. That's right. Can't forget the funeral professionals. So well said, Jeff. Well said. All right. This is it. Until next time. Have a great effing week.
Out here.